Hello and welcome. This is EDC with Okan and Kane. I am Okan, and today we've got the Spyderco Watu, a knife designed by Sal Glesser, part of the Ethnic series, and it's based off of a traditional knife of Central and Southern Africa. So, definitely something more on the unique side from Spyderco, that's for sure. But I was actually pleasantly surprised. So let's get the specs out of the way. So we've got an overall length of 7.35 inches, a blade length of 3.26 inches, an edge length of 2.88 inches, handle thickness of 0.41, and a handle length of 4.17 inches, a very thin slicey blade stock at 0.10 inches, weights at 3 ounces, and country of origin is Taiwan. Let's go ahead and get some size comparisons out here. Bring some friends out to the garage. So we've got the PM2 and Para 3 lightweight. We've got the Rat Model 1 and Delica. We've got the Spyderco Smock and the also very angular ProTech SNG. We got a couple more. So the Neutron here, I think that makes a real similar comparison. They both have real thin, slicey blade stocks. Hold that a little bit better. You see there, so real nice. This guy gets a little thinner out at the tip. And then honestly, I'd say the best comparison I've got sort of sitting around would probably be, and I'm gonna get him here right side by side, this broken shard of glass. You know, if you really look at those... well, a little early on the sound effects there, don't you think? little tad bit early. Just a tad bit early. A broken shard of glass. Obviously very similar kind of shape there, and you can notice the comparisons. Just don't even do the damn sound effect. Don't even do the damn sound effect. Don't do it. Do it. All right, this is the fourth time I've shot this video, so I mean we're just going through. We are pushing through failed gags and all. So blade length is right. Oh, we already did that, didn't we? Blade is CPM 20 CV. Which I kind of like seeing out of Spyderco. They actually don't do a lot of 20 CV. More commonly, they honestly I think have done 204p. Well, I mean, gosh, you know, now to think about it, all the exclusives that they've done, I'd want to go back and check, but I at least know they haven't done a ton of 20 CV kind of standard production models. Regardless, this is a full flat ground satin finish, kind of a modified sheep's foot. It's not, you know, complete, or it's called a, I think they have it as a modified clip point, which I very much so disagree with. And to me, it's way more of a modified Warncliffe, you know, not, still kind of having, hard to even say it's necessarily belly, but still having it come up a tad bit there towards the end. To me, sort of disqualifies it a bit as a Warncliffe. So this is on bronze phosphor washers with the compression lock here, which is definitely one of my favorite locks. I think they've also recently done a lot of improvements on it and kind of switched a lot more to the kind of PM2 sort of styled compression lock. So really kind of comes dialed in, which I like to see. So this is a G10 scales with some a thin layer of carbon fiber on top. I don't necessarily mind that. A lot of people really kind of harp on that and do prefer carbon fiber all the way through. You know, I don't mind on certain models. It kind of depends. On this one, I really don't mind because I think this would look great in micarta scales. Oof, I'd love to see some micarta scales. Do away with the little holes there. I think that would just look excellent. So, ergos on it. I mean, it's really simple. So I mean, honestly, you know, not a whole lot of complaints there. It's also not a dream by any means. But yeah, I mean, pretty easy to get full 4 fingers on there. Wouldn't mind a tad bit of jimping on there, up on the top, but still, you know, not too bad. No real kind of big complaints there. Clip and hardware. So it is, you can see up there, T8s on the pivot and pocket clip, T6 on the body, it looks like. So I would always like to see all T8s kind of across the board, but you know, it's happening slowly but surely. A lot more companies are doing that, so I like that. Next, let's kind of, how does this guy carry? So I get assistance from the pocket here. So, I mean, you have just a speck sticking out there. So really well done there. So you know that's pretty nice, but you know, I still feel like in a certain regard, you know, I wouldn't mind taking this and kind of still thinning some of this out, just a hair, but all in all, not too bad. Feel like it could have been a hair thinner in the pocket, but honestly didn't really notice it too much at all. So, design and execution. So, originally they had a model that was real similar to this as far as aesthetics go. It was a frame lock, and it was a lot larger of a knife, and that was the Shockway, or Shockway, however you say it. Yeah, so they decided to kind of bring this back a little bit smaller, a little bit more of a EDC friendly kind of version, and I do like that. The thing that I don't like is anytime they do a compression lock, but then leave in your little tab there hitting against your finger there when disengaging. So you're always gonna kind of hit right there, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Now, pretty quickly you can kind of get used to sort of pulling your finger out of the way. Let's see if we can do it. See? So I mean, you can kind of adjust to that. I just found myself normally bringing it down to there and then closing it with the thumb. But to me, it's, you know, I feel like they could have done something to possibly combat that, or maybe just, you know, go with a different locking mechanism. But yeah. So, value. It being, you know, to be honest, I was kind of expecting them, you know, to do this, or you would expect this to be an S30V. That just kind of feels right with, you know, these scales, this factory, all of that. So I do like that it's in 20CV. I still am not 100% sure if 182 fully makes sense to me for this. If this was in, and I know this is going to sound kind of dumb, but in the 160 range, I mean, I would definitely jump on this. But 182 is just a hair steep for me, for really just kind of the specificity of this, because it is such a nice thin slicer, but also so thin towards the tip that it eliminates some of the utility to it, especially for how I would use it. You know, so to be 100% honest, I don't hate the price. But if it was a little bit less expensive, I think more people would be willing to kind of check this out and give such kind of a polarizing design more of a chance. But all in all, a awesome viewer sent this to us to check out, and otherwise I think I would have skipped on this model. And although it does have that little issue with the compression lock, which I don't love, even though the tip here really just makes me a tad nervous, I like this so much more than I would have expected. This was a hard pass for me originally, seeing it was when it was released, checking out some of the videos, but being able to spend a little bit of time with this, I have actually grown to like it far more than I would have expected. I just can't stress enough, this really is just super slicey. And honestly, nice and lightweight, relatively simple design, so you kind of get good ergos. So despite it kind of looking like, you got a glass bottle and just, broke it and just kind of had it in your hand and looking a little bit of maybe a refined prison shank, other than that, I mean, I really do like it. I know that it's not quite going to be for everybody, but me personally, I was very pleasantly surprised, and honestly might be trying to scoop one of these up. Now, if I do that, you're going to see some micarta scales on there for sure. I think that would just look a lot better with the design. Maybe that's just me. I pretty much put micarta on everything. So, maybe that's just me. But, all in all, guys, I was very pleasantly surprised. And I would definitely be scooping one up of my own, probably here pretty soon. Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry you had to see that. It's time to go.